What's going on, guys? It's Mev, and this is a video that I had planned to make about a week or so ago. This new Assassin's Creed game dropped. I think the title is still ridiculous, but a lot of controversy about the story of Yasuke, the Black Samurai, which is a pretty interesting bit of history we'll get into. But it looks I'm expecting quality Ubisoft craftsmanship with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I really think they have the team to get the settings right. Story and gameplay not always there, but it looks pretty promising. But again, I say that with all trailers. I do think that Ubisoft is able to deliver on like the setting, the historical accuracy. Sometimes trying to work the story in with the existing like few present day plot with Layla, but I didn't finish Valhalla. I don't even know if Layla's still in the game. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited to get into it.
Who are you? Who do you serve?
Already feeling overly cinematic, which is very Ubisoft.
All I have ever known in my life. Our
Pardon me.
land. Our customs. My family. Burns in the name of unification.
The Warring States period.
You are still a frog in a well who knows nothing of the sea. The ocean's filled with new ships.
I didn't know Yasuke was going to be the
They all
bad guy.
come from the same river. Greed. Power. Vengeance.
Oh, fuck yes.
And you? Will you continue down that river? Or choose another path beyond what we see?
And we must look for it together. We must learn to trust, rebuild.
And follow the blade.
It's already looking better than Ghost of Tsushima. Kind of over dramatic. Oh, well, yeah. If you have that, yeah.
I said, who do you serve? We are the shadows.
That served the light.
Okay, interesting. So, alright, so, the two main characters are going to be... Let me see this.
With our dual protagonists, we have two fantasy, the samurai and the shinobi. We want the player to experience both.
Okay.
Squeeze.
So that's pretty cool. So that that brings me to something that I originally considered if they were ever going to make a Japanese setting. You have the two archetypes, the samurai and the shinobi. How are you going to have them be both? And I was thinking about this at a time when they wouldn't have dual protagonists. But now they have dual protagonists, which is pretty nice. But I guess you can't play as a male Japanese. You can only play... I didn't know Yasuke would be playable. I thought Yasuke would be kind of like an extra character, or like a... It seemed like he was going to be a villain, but I guess they're going for he starts as a villain, but Naoe convinces him to be good, I suppose. It looks really cool. It's very, like, very overly dramatic, very... Do you guys remember in Assassin's Creed Valhalla when, like, Eivor was fighting the guy with, like, the big hammer, and the guy with the hammer, like, slams he slams Eivor with that giant sword and knocks him, like, 10 feet in one direction? That's pretty much pretty much what we got here in this trailer. That's pretty much what we got here in this trailer. You see, I thought, yeah, like I thought there would be a male Japanese, you know, character to play as, but I guess not. It's pretty interesting.
My family.
I already think that the choice of the Warring States period, it's probably going to be better than what Ghost of Tsushima went for, and I think this is one of the reasons why Ghost of Tsushima partly suffers. Ghost of Tsushima, in terms of Japan's history, takes place about 400 years before the Warring States period. And at that time, the concept of the samurai with the two swords wasn't fully developed. They had the notion of, again, mercenaries who sort of fight in clans and fight for lords, but the idea of the guy, you know, wearing that full sort of kitted armor that Yasuke has in the trailer, not exactly there in the 13th century. So at least Ubisoft's going for kind of the de facto, you know, feudal Japan setting, the one that they chose in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, the one in both of the Nioh games, I guess, the Warring States period. Basically, like, you know, Japan's Battle Royale period, which, you know, I can't knock them for it. I think also the new Shogun series takes place in the similar time, in the same time period. You know, I think I've said this before, I trust Ubisoft a bit more than Sucker Punch. Well, again, I think it's more because Ghost of Tsushima was really kind of a letdown. Like, I really thought it was going to be sort of like a magnum opus for Sucker Punch, but it turned out, you know, production quality was quite disappointing to my eyes. But I think the over dramaticness of the way that Ubisoft tends to do trailers, it kind of hurts Ubisoft in this case, because what Ubisoft's doing is, you know, they're playing with a lot of like fantastical historical tropes. It's neat to think of the Obsidian Samurai Yasuke being partnered with a shinobi, but we don't really know a whole lot about Yasuke's life. It's interesting, though. So, like, Yasuke, we do know some things about his life. I do know that he was involved in the assassination of Oda Nobunaga. It's pretty interesting. Basically, a black man, an African, brought to Japan by Portuguese slavers. And I think the story goes that Nobunaga, basically, he had never seen a black man before, so he ordered him to be scrubbed, like, thoroughly. Like, he gave him, like, a ton of baths, thinking that, like, he had dirt on his skin, but he never met a black man before, so... But I digress. I applaud Ubisoft for finally going down this route, which, again, they're 10 years or 12 years late for it, but hey, better late than never. But maybe I'll do some reactions to sort of the other sort of news that has come out about this game. I like that they're going down the dual character paths. I think that's far more innovative than, I guess, what they did with Eivor, and just like sort of choosing one path, you can have both. Which is pretty neat, kind of going back to Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which gave you that option. If you liked the video, give me a like, a subscribe, leave a comment down below. Your thoughts on the game. Do you think it's going to be better than Ghost of Tsushima? Do you think it's going to be worse than Ghost of Tsushima? I don't know. Leave a comment. Also, this is my first video done with my new camera, the Sony ZV-E10, and as you can see, the production quality is so much greater for it because you have to look professional in today's day and age. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment down below. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.